Hello there, Maria. Hey, Mom, it's nice to hear from you. If I may ask, are you free today? Let me think. No, I got all my shopping taken care of in the morning, so I don't think I have anything for the rest of the day. Is Kurt at work? Yep, he's actually out of town on business right now. I think he was planning on coming back home later on tonight. I see. Well, I'm sure you're probably wondering why I'm asking you all these questions. I think I might have some idea why. And something tells me you've guessed correctly. I know you too well, Mom. If you have other plans, then please go right ahead and say so, dear. Like I always say, I don't want to impose on you when you're relaxing or taking away time from your personal business, but you know I do truly enjoy going to cafes and pastry shops with you, and, well, since I was planning on being in the area, I thought I might just extend a little invitation to my beloved daughter-in-law to set aside a few hours of her afternoon for some tea time with me. Now, I'll completely understand if you're busy or not in the mood, so if you don't want to come along, then just say so, dear. Nah, it's all right. I'll go with you, Mom. You know me, I never hesitate to tell you no when I can't go with you. Well, I'm glad to hear that, Maria. So how are you doing today? Actually, I was up pretty late last night getting some last-minute work done and just woke up a little bit ago. Oh, you poor thing. Well, I suppose that's one benefit of working from home like you do. Rather than spend all night in a dark and lonely office, you can do it in your own home. Right? It's a great arrangement. So, yeah, it's going to take me a little bit to become presentable enough to go out in public, so how about we meet up in an hour at the usual place? Does that work for you? 1 hour from now, the usual place. Got it. I'll see you later, dear.
Hey, Maria. Look, I'm really sorry. I know I said I was going to be home later on tonight, but plans have changed.
Kurt, what's going on? Are you okay?
I just got a call from my neighbor a little while ago. She said that my mom fell down the stairs. She hurt herself really bad. They had to call an ambulance.
What? Your mom fell down the stairs? Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. When I called the hospital, they said that Mom's gonna need a lot of help around the house, even after she gets discharged. So I'm gonna be staying at my mom's place for a while.
So you mean you're gonna go straight to your mom's house right now?
Yeah, that's right. Man, I finally got back from this extended business trip and was just about to get in my car to drive home when I got the call. Mom's been living by herself ever since she and my dad got divorced, so she doesn't have anyone else who can take care of her but me. My company granted my request for family leave already, so yeah, I'm just gonna head right over there.
Okay, well, is there anything you need me to do for you? Should I bring you some clothes or something?
No, whatever you do, do not come over here.
Why not, Kurt? Is something wrong?
Mom said that it would be way too stressful to have you around, so she doesn't want you over here.
She did?
Well, yeah, of course she did. You know just as well as I do that you and Mom never really got along very well.
Oh, huh.
So anyway, you can just leave everything over here to me, okay? You could just take care of yourself and the house for me.
Right, gotcha, Kurt. Take care of yourself and your mom. Hey, Mom, did you get back to your house yet? Yes, Maria, I just got home a short while ago. Thank you for asking. I looked all around, but I don't see Kurt anywhere. Yeah, that's what I thought you'd say. It was just so bizarre. I mean, he sent me that text when you were literally sitting right next to me in the cafe. Yes, and I just talked to my neighbor after I got home. When I asked him if he had called Kurt on the phone, he had no idea what I was talking about. Furthermore, he said he doesn't know Kurt's phone number, so he couldn't contact him even if he wanted to. I see. Well, then, I'm gonna try making a call to Kurt's office tomorrow morning. Hey, by the way, Mom, I feel really bad being so brutally honest about having my suspicions about Kurt's behavior, but frankly, I'm beginning to wonder whether the entire extended business trip story was a lie, too. Maria, dear, I don't blame you at all. Quite the contrary, I'd be suspicious of him, too, if I were in your position. And besides, I was the one who told you not to call Kurt out when he was lying about me going to the hospital. I'm partially responsible for this series of events. Yeah, and I'm really, really grateful you told me not to call him out. If you hadn't, then I probably would have thought it was just some kind of joke, or maybe he was just trying to make an excuse for going out drinking with his colleagues tonight and just came out and told him that, no, you're sitting right next to me. Please let me know when you learn anything new, Maria. Gotcha. I'll be sure to let you know. Hey, Mom, I just got off the phone with Kurt's office, and it's just like I thought. His story about having an extended business trip was a complete lie. I see. Well, I suppose that was really a foregone conclusion at this point. The entire time he said he was out of town on business, he had actually taken that office-paid leave. Then yesterday, when he told me that he needed to take care of you in the hospital, he gave his office the exact same excuse and asked for family leave time. All right, is there anything else? Yes, actually. Based on everything we know, I'm sure you probably saw this coming from a mile away, but I'm about 80 to 90% sure he was staying somewhere with his mistress during that time. Several of his coworkers reported to HR that they had seen him going into a hotel with one of the company's new employees, a young woman fresh out of college who just joined this year. That happened about 6 months ago. And what do you know, that very employee took time off on the exact same days Kurt did. She was supposed to come back yesterday, but in what I'm sure is also a pure coincidence, she called in this morning because she had the flu. What do you want to bet the two of them are still together as we speak? Oh no, I was afraid that's what you were going to find out. Who was it that told you all of this? The person who answered the phone when I called was one of Kurt's colleagues. I've also met him several times at various company events. Oh, and he also told me about the female employee's secret social media account. The account itself is anonymous, but there were a few pictures where I could clearly see Kurt's face, so those should be useful to me as evidence of his affair. Well, I'm glad you managed to get those. I guess she should have been a bit more careful when taking them. As for where they went on their vacation, there wasn't enough information on their account to pin a location down. Well, then we have no choice but to wait until they get back. You think we should wait? Well, we've already identified the woman Kurt's having an affair with, and Kurt doesn't know that you know that I'm not actually in the hospital. Don't worry, we'll let him in on our little secret when the timing is just right. What did you have in mind, Mom? First, how about we check with Kurt on when he plans to come home? Oh, good idea, Mom. I'll do that right now. Hey, Kurt, how's your mom doing?
It turns out that her injury wasn't as bad as the doctors first thought. I should be able to come back home in 2 days. I'll have to keep tabs on her condition, though. I might need to come back to help her if she gets bad again.
I see.
Man, I sure was shocked when I heard she was taken to the hospital. I'm just glad it wasn't as bad as it could have been. She could have broken her leg, or worse.
Yeah, that's great news, Kurt. Are you at your mom's house right now?
Yeah, I just got back from taking Mom to a checkup a bit ago.
Uh-huh.
Hey, sorry, babe, I gotta go. I was up really late last night taking care of Mom. I'm beat. I think I'm gonna hit the sack a little early.
Oh, you poor thing. I'll make sure you get plenty of rest. Good night.
Hey, Maria, I'm heading home now. I'll be there in just a few minutes.
Oh, you're coming home now?
I sure am. Man, you wouldn't believe the traffic right now. Like I said, I'll be home in 5 minutes, 10 minutes tops.
Okay, thanks for letting me know. Boy, this is really getting interesting.
Huh? What is?
The whole thing about your mom going to the hospital?
What do you mean? You think that's interesting? What's your deal? Maria, what's going on?
Welcome home, dear. I should ask you the same question. You ran right to the bathroom and locked yourself in when you got home. Did you have to go that bad?
That's not it. Why is Mom at our house?
Because she came over yesterday and spent the night.
What? Hey, wait a second. Does this mean you know about,
Yep. I knew it was all a lie from the very beginning.
You did? But why? How?
At the time when you sent me the panicked text saying that your mom was in a terrible accident and got taken to the hospital, I was sitting right next to her.
You were together?
Yeah, we were having a little tea time at a cute little cafe.
You were having tea with my mom? There's no way. You guys never got along. I remember back when you started working at home and Mom didn't get that whole system at all. She just thought you were a full-time housewife. She'd call you and keep you on the line for hours on end, and when you told her to stop, she flipped out.
Oh, that? Yeah, we already talked that over. It's water under the bridge now.
You've gotta be kidding me.
Your mom found out that I was the one who was writing the cafe hopping blog that she read every day. When we got to talking about it, she came to understand the fact that I was a professional writer, and she apologized for her mistake. So we've been going cafe hopping together for quite some time now. Didn't I tell you about that?
No!
Sometimes my work takes me over where near your mom lives, and she often has business that brings her over here.
So that's what you were doing when I texted you? Cafe hopping?
Now you get it. I'm glad you were able to catch up. That's how I knew you were lying.
Unreal. I thought I could use your bad relationship to my advantage, but I ended up ruining everything.
Right? Like I said, this is getting really interesting.
No, it's not. Come on. This sucks.
Kurt?
Hey, Mom.
Have you forgotten the reason your father and I got divorced? He lied and told me he was going out of town for business when he was actually going on a trip with his mistress. Of all the things you could have inherited from your father, you had to inherit that. Where did I go wrong in raising you?
Mom,
Now unlock the door and come out of the bathroom. Once you do, you're going to get on your knees, apologize profusely for betraying Maria, and prepare yourself to pay penance for what you've done.
Mom, no! Mom, you can't do this to me! I'm your son! Aren't you gonna take my side?
As your mother, it's my sacred responsibility to punish you for getting out of line. Oh, Kurt, what am I going to do with you? I never in my wildest dreams imagined that I would one day have to force you to come out of the bathroom and apologize as an adult. The last time I had to do that, you were 8. I've never been so humiliated in my life. I don't know how I'll ever make it up to poor Maria.
Mom, please, you have to take my side. You have to.
As soon as you're done apologizing to Maria, I'm disowning you as my son and writing you out of my will.
Mom, no! Listen, Maria, I'm gonna break up with that girl, okay? So please give me another chance.
No.
Please!
I'm going to stay at my parents' house.
Maria, wait!
You want me to wait? Why don't you come out of the bathroom and make me?
But I can't do that, not while my mom is around.
I'll let you know once I've hired a lawyer. Anything else you want to say to me will have to go through him.
A lawyer? But what for?
I'm divorcing you, you lying, cheating creep. Goodbye.
Maria!
The house we were living in was in Kurt's name, so I moved out and went to stay with my parents. I found a lawyer right away and sued him for a divorce with damages added for his affair. Also, I found out later on that the woman my husband was cheating on me with was engaged to be married herself, which means the two of them had to face another lawsuit from him after they got done with mine. After that trial ended, for God knows what reason, my ex-husband messaged me saying that he has no money to pay the damages after he paid me off and asked me to lend him some. I ignored him. Next, he went to his mother's house to try his luck there. However, unbeknownst to him, his mother had moved some time ago, and he had no leads as to where she had moved to. I know where she is now, obviously, but I'm not going to tell him. One night I actually saw him in a crumpled heap on the sidewalk in front of my parents' house, crying his eyes out. My father had given him a few choice words that apparently hit pretty hard. After a while, he stood back up and slowly started shuffling away into the distance. I have no idea what he's doing now.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hey there, Lucy. Bad news, girlfriend. I'm pregnant, and your husband's the father. Wait, Anya? Is that you? I haven't heard from you for, what now, 5 years? And the first thing you say to me is, that? What's going on here? I just told you. I'm pregnant, and your precious and faithful, or so you thought, husband Henry is the father. You know what that means, don't you? I bet you do. We went through the same sex ed class in middle school. Oh my God. Now that you mention it, Henry hasn't been around the house for some time now. I can explain that. He's been living in my apartment with me. You're a smart girl. You always got some of the best grades in the class. You know what you need to do now, don't you? Listen, Anya, there are certain lines that you shouldn't cross when trying to play a trick on someone. I mean, seriously, you're an adult. You should know better than to tell such ridiculous stories. Aw, you poor thing. You're trying so hard to hold on to your pride. But think about it. You've been trying for so long to get pregnant, but you still haven't been able to have a baby, right? You being a broken woman has kept Henry from having the child he's always wanted for 7 whole years. I'm not sure what you mean by broken woman, but if you're implying I'm infertile, the doctors have said no such thing. Henry's so lucky he found me. If not, he would have stayed childless and miserable with you forever. Oh, Lucy, it pains me to say this. Who am I kidding? It doesn't pain me at all. But this baby wasn't an accident. Henry wanted me to get pregnant. He wanted me to have his baby, and I gave it to him. What the? You got pregnant on purpose? I think you deserve to know that Henry says he has no use for a barren woman and that he wants to divorce you and marry me. Well, this should be entertaining. Entertaining? What do you mean? Oh, it's nothing. Nothing at all. Congratulations, Anya. I wish you the best of luck. Oh my God, you're pathetic. But go ahead, keep up the act via text. I know you're crying your eyes out in real life. Just hurry up and divorce him as quickly as possible, got it? After all, I'm already 6 months pregnant. We'll probably wait until the baby's been born and things have settled down to have our wedding, but if possible, I'd like to file our marriage certificate before the birth. So yeah, be a dear and sign on the dotted line when you get the paperwork, okay? Bye-bye, girlfriend. Thanks so much for divorcing your husband, my husband. And it was just in the nick of time, too. I'm already in my last month. With this, we'll be able to get legally married before the birth with no problems at all. Did you get the divorce settlement payment in your account yet? Henry's parents were kind enough to foot the bill for us. We didn't have to pay anything. Isn't it great, marrying into a wealthy family? They can throw out thousands of dollars like that at the drop of a hat. I bet you miss this lifestyle already, huh? Wow, you already got married? That was quick. Of course we did. We took a picture of us together with the judge who married us. Do you want me to send it to you? I'll pass. Are you sure? I look really good in my white dress. And we made sure to edit my pregnant belly out of it. About that picture, are Henry's parents in it too? Huh? Yeah, they are. Most of the pictures were just me and Henry, but his mom and dad were really excited to take a picture with all of us, so we had someone take a picture of all 4 of us at the front of the courthouse. Why do you ask? They did the same thing when me and Henry took our marriage certificate to the courthouse, too. Oh, really? Well, I guess that makes sense. They're so excited for their son to get married, they want to tag along to see the exact moment that their marriage becomes legal, huh? And now you're jealous that they're doing it for me and not for you? Aw. I feel a lot of things right now, but jealous isn't one of them. There you go, acting all big and strong again. You should know, Henry's parents had a lot to say about you. Ever since they found out you were a useless, barren, dried-up excuse for a woman, they'd been waiting for you to divorce him, but you were just too stubborn. They were incredibly grateful to me, too. Not only did I give them their first grandchild that they'd been waiting 7 whole years for, I also got rid of the dead weight that's been holding Henry back for so long. That's you, by the way. Oh, Anya, you always knew how to make me laugh, even back in middle school. What's so funny? You really don't get it, do you? Get what? Oh, nothing. To be honest, I'd been wanting to divorce Henry too, so if you're honestly happy with hitching your wagon to that family, then I don't really have any reason to stop you. You have my full blessing to do whatever you want with him from now on. Lucy, what's with you? You're acting like you're enjoying this? Is that how I seem to you? Maybe there's something to that. Will you stop speaking so cryptically like that? It's getting creepy. Well, let's step the creepiness up a notch then, shall we? Henry and his family have some incredibly outdated beliefs about women, like the kind that a simple internet search would cure in about 5 seconds if they ever cared enough to look it up. What, are you saying they're fundamentalist religious nuts or something? I don't believe you. The simpler explanation is just that they wanted an heir to carry on the family business. You, being infertile, meant that they were never going to get one, so they hated you. But fortunately for them, now they do have an heir because unlike you, I'm actually a real woman. Real women can have babies, you know. And guess what? We just found out that the baby's a boy. Well, just don't ever tell me that I didn't warn you. There is something very important about Henry that you apparently don't know, and his family's outdated beliefs are connected to that. Again, with the creepy, cryptic statements. Stop that! Great news, Lucy. The baby was just born. I swear he just popped right out of me. I barely even felt it. Oh, wow. The baby was born already? If I'm not mistaken, your due date wasn't for another few weeks, right? That seems kind of soon. Yeah, and so what? Early or not, the baby was born as healthy as a horse. What are you getting angry at me for? I was just concerned about you and the baby. Premature births carry a lot of risks. Surely you're aware of that. Oh, is that really why you asked? What's the matter? Can you think of another reason why I'd be asking? No, you creepy weirdo. The doctor said the baby was safe to be born any time, and the baby was born healthy. I don't see why anything else should matter. I'm healthy, the baby's healthy, Henry's happy. End of story. Really? Well, I'm glad for you then. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm at work right now and need to put away my phone. This is the life. We moved into Henry's parents' house so their maid could help take care of me and the baby. And let me tell you, their maid is incredible. She does all the cleaning and cooking so I don't have to lift a finger. Plus, Henry's parents are so thrilled about the birth of their grandson that I barely even have to look after him myself either. This is paradise. Oh, and by the way, about our wedding, it's scheduled for about 6 months from now. We booked the biggest venue in the state. And do you know how much Henry's parents are shelling out for the wedding? $100,000. Can you believe that? Obviously, I'm not going to invite you, but I'll be sure to send you tons of pictures of how awesome I look, huh? Today's the big day, Lucy. It's the day of me and Henry's wedding. You know, the one his parents paid $100,000 for. I told you about that, right? And oh my God, my dress is fabulous. They must have spent half the cost of the wedding on this dress alone. They had it custom made by an Italian designer, and let me tell you, that guy knows wedding dresses. Oh, today is the day, huh? Well, congratulations. What? Didn't I tell you? I thought I did. I mean, you kinda did, but all you told me was that it was 6 months away. You never gave me any specifics. Oh, oopsie. Sorry, girlfriend. It was no big deal. I wasn't invited anyway. If your wedding is today, that means Henry's parents are out of the house right now. Uh-oh, are you planning on going berserk and trashing their house while they're away? You're still in love with Henry, aren't you? No and no. I was just thinking to myself via text, which now that I stop and think about it does seem kind of odd. But anyway, the thing is that I finally moved out of the house that Henry and I were living in just a little while ago. You what? Okay, you're definitely still in love with him. Please, I was just waiting until I found a decent place to move into, that's all. While I was boxing up my things for the move, I noticed that Henry had left behind quite a few of his own personal things. It wasn't just some junk that I could throw away, so I packed it all up in a box and sent it to Henry's parents' address since that's where he'd be living. The delivery company said that it should be arriving today. Well, that shouldn't be a problem. The delivery driver can just put it in the locking delivery box they have at the front door. Oh, they have one of those? They didn't before. Well, you know, things change. I happen to have a wee bit of a shopaholic side to me. I buy things online all the time. They put it there just for little old me. I see. Well, in that case, I suppose there shouldn't be any problem then. Hey, I just told you your parents renovated their house for me. Doesn't that make you angry, jealous, sad, anything? I think I'll get back to unpacking now. Enjoy your wedding, Anya. Don't ignore me, Lucy. Make sure you take care of that box when you get home. Lucy, what is this? What is what? The box you sent in the mail today. Henry's parents got home from the wedding before us and opened it up. Uh-oh. But why did they do that? It was addressed to Henry, not them. They had no right to open it like that. Well, for what it's worth, I don't mind if they opened it. None of it's my stuff. It's all Henry's. Oh, well, I'm so glad that you're feeling just fine and dandy. Meanwhile, my life is in total chaos because of this. Yeah? Why's that? Henry, he's infertile? And not just kinda infertile. He's the you will never ever possibly have a child kind of really infertile. I didn't know that. His parents didn't know that. Not even Henry knew, but now they all do. So now they're telling me that they think Henry isn't the child's real father. They're demanding that I get a paternity test. Well, from what you're saying, I'm getting that there was apparently something in the box of Henry's stuff that showed he was infertile. Obviously, I thought that went without saying. Okay, well, I was just confirming. You kind of skipped over that part. Boy, you're really upset about this, huh? Was it maybe the envelope from the doctor that tipped them off? That was addressed to Henry directly, so I just sent it right over without opening it. Wow, that was his fertility test results? I was wondering when they would get those back to us. Are you saying that Henry had a fertility test done before we got married? But that doesn't make any sense. He never doubted that he was the father. At least, he never expressed any doubts to me. Why did he get a fertility test? We'd been trying for so long with no success that I figured one of us had to have some sort of issue. And after a ton of prodding, I finally got him to agree to both of us getting tested. So each of us went to a doctor that we knew and trusted and had them do a wide array of tests. As for why Henry didn't seem to know, this is just a guess, but the envelope arrived at the house just a little bit before the two of you got married, right? Well, back then he was living at your house. He was never at home to pick up the envelope. So he probably didn't know that he was infertile because he just never plain saw the test results. What? He went to all the trouble of getting tested, but he never even checked the results? Right? It's not like those tests were cheap either. I'll bet that since he was in a relationship with you and you got pregnant, he figured he didn't need to see the results. He thought you were his pregnancy test. Since he was assured that there was nothing wrong with him and that it was his barren wife who was the problem, he ran off with you and forgot all about the test. At least, that's the best explanation that I can come up with. What do you think, Anya? Got any better ideas? This can't be happening. I tried to tell you. Tell me what? I told you his family had some very outdated ideas about women. I wasn't referring to any religious belief, just the idea that fertility problems are all on women. They think men can't be infertile. They were thrilled that they finally had their grandson, but now they find out that the child they'd been fawning over for the last several months is probably not their grandson. Not only that, but now that they found out Henry can't have kids, they know that they will never have the grandson they dreamed of. That's got to be hitting them pretty hard right now. And keep in mind that this is all right after they forked out $100,000 for your wedding. Oh, Henry's dad invited a lot of big shots to your wedding, didn't he? Company executives, clients, business partners, and so on. It had to be a veritable who's who of the state's business scene. And since you lied and told them all that Henry was the father of your child, how do you think that's going to affect his dad's image when word about that inevitably gets out? There are going to be a lot of uncomfortable conversations at the negotiating table from now on. Oh no, I'm in a lot of trouble, aren't I? Yep, and you're going to have to take care of it on your own. Oh my God. I'll leave you to sort out the ruins of your life then. Wait, you've got to help me do something, Lucy. I'm in deeper than I've ever been in my entire life. I have no idea what I should do about this. A short while later, both Anya and her child were unceremoniously booted out of Henry's parents' house. I heard from a friend that the results of the paternity test came back, and the result was exactly what everyone expected it to be. With nowhere else to go, Anya moved back in with her own parents. Her troubles didn't stop there, though. She was sued for paternity fraud by Henry's family for the amount of money they had spent on supporting her and her child up until the truth came out. And they also wanted her to pay them back for a portion of the $100,000 wedding they paid for. Anya's parents nearly fainted when they saw the grand total of the money she was on the hook for, so they promptly booted her out of their house, too. Understandably, they didn't want to be seen as aiding and abetting her fraud. She found a job at a factory with free employee housing, and her wages are being garnished to cover her legal bills. But wait, there's more. Henry's family company had been teetering on the brink of bankruptcy for some time. They threw the lavish wedding as a way of assuring his dad's business associates that the company is actually doing super-duper great. As you all know, however, that didn't turn out very well, and word spread around town pretty fast. I think their estate will be shrinking exponentially in the near future. On the bright side, though, now they don't need to worry about finding someone to take over the family business anymore.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.